What's going on, guys? Welcome back to today's second stimulus check update and stimulus package news. Today I want to talk about a bunch of stuff regarding the second stimulus check, who's fighting for it, who is not, and what is going on with current stimulus negotiations. Now, if you are struggling to make money and you're looking for some help, I did a video the other day. It's called No Stimulus, No Problem. Get $1,000 per month. And I walk you through a step-by-step program, a step-by-step process of how you can make over $1,000 per month. I will link to that video down in the description box below. So if you want to make some money and you want to work online from home, go and check that out. Now, let's address the whole stimulus talk, stimulus negotiations, and stimulus package. It is no secret that Democrats are blaming Republicans. Republicans are blaming Democrats. And who is actually to blame? Well, American people blame Congress. I blame Congress. You probably blame Congress. It is Congress's fault. But no matter who is to blame, the American people need money. They don't need money tomorrow. They needed money 3 months ago. But they didn't get money 3 months ago. They didn't get money 2 months ago. They didn't even get money a couple weeks ago when they should have. That is a problem. In a tweet on Friday, a tweet of all things, President Trump said that he has directed Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin to prepare to send more stimulus checks. And specifically, he used the number $3,400 for a family of 4. Now, here's the problem. Many media outlets, just from looking on my computer this morning, I have seen multiple media outlets saying to their readers, $3,400 stimulus check are coming. They are not coming to an individual. They are not coming to a family of 2 or even 3. A $3,400 stimulus check refers to a filer, their spouse or significant other, and 2 children. That's 4 people. That's $1,200 for the filer, $1,200 for their spouse, that's $2,400, and then $500 per child. Family of 4 equals $3,400. So don't get that confused. I know a lot of people are going to pretty much say a $3,400 check is coming when it is not. Okay? If not a family of 4, it is not coming. President Trump also said that he will not take executive action to get stimulus checks to the American people or to provide additional funding to the PPP program for small businesses. And a lot of people were saying, why? Why did he go and pass this unemployment extension? Why did he do an executive order on the unemployment extension and the eviction ban and all this other stuff? But he is not directly fixing the problem, which is people do not have money. President Trump cannot, based on all my research, cannot and is unable to issue new money, and he can only redirect existing funds. Only Congress has the power to issue new money, and currently Congress is in complete disarray. Now, in regards to the second stimulus check, I do have some really good news. There is a group of House lawmakers who call themselves the Problem Solvers Caucus. And you may have heard about them before. It's not something brand new. They've been around. And they are a bipartisan group. They are half Republican and half Democrat. And although they do have their own beliefs and own values, their one core common belief between all the Problem Solvers Caucus is that they must and need to work for the American people. That is their job. They are there to work for the American people, not against them. And I think right now, this is just my take and my feeling. My feeling on this entire thing is the Democrats and the Republicans currently are working against us, not for us. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Do you think that our Congress is currently helping or hurting the American people? Now, just this morning, members of I think there were 7 members of the Problem Solvers Caucus. They met with Chief of Staff, White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, to discuss how they can get legislation passed and get the negotiators back in a room to finally get some relief to the American people from this pandemic. Now, based on reports, the talks were respectful and productive, is what many people said. And as of right now, their $1,200 stimulus check is not going to happen, but they feel that this is something that needs to be done. This needs to be passed. The American people are hurting. People cannot pay for food. People cannot pay their rent. They can't pay other expenses. Even simple things like going and paying for medicine, medications, and some necessities they can't afford because the costs have gone up. So a $1,200 stimulus check is something that needs to happen now. One member of the Problem Solvers Caucus said that Republicans need to get rid of their negotiators. The person that stated this is a Republican. And he specifically said they need to get rid of their negotiators. That means get rid of Mark Meadows and also get rid of Steve Mnuchin and demand that Mitch McConnell, who's the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, be in on all the meetings. That is the only way any bill is going to get passed. He is the one that needs to do all the negotiations. And without him, this is only going to drag on and prolong the negotiation process. So you're probably wondering, what is holding up the next stimulus package, and specifically the second stimulus check? Well, from all reports that I have been seeing, the things that are holding up this next stimulus package are these few things. Nancy Pelosi has stated that the Republicans do not want to provide any funding for state and local governments. Well, that is not necessarily the case. Based on multiple other reports, and also President Trump said he is ready to send aid to states to save jobs for teachers, firefighters, police officers, and first responders. He is not willing to send aid to states that are poorly run and mismanaged, specifically blue states. Now, that is a big issue. From a lot of reports, it is stated that Republicans are willing to give $150 billion. However, Democrats are asking for $900 billion. That's a big difference. Can they come and meet somewhere in the middle? As of right now, nobody knows. Nancy Pelosi does not want to back off of that $900 billion number. But again, we will have to wait and see. She's also stated that she is willing to bring the number down from $3 trillion all the way down to $2, but she wants Republicans to jump up from $1 trillion up to $2, and then they can negotiate from there and figure out what can they really pass with only $2 trillion. Only $2 trillion. That's a lot of money. Another thing that is holding things up is United States Postal Service funding. Democrats are asking for there to be funding for the U.S. Postal Service. But Steve Mnuchin has stated that Trump is willing to provide funding for the United States Postal Service, the USPS. However, this will not be for election funds, specifically mail-in voting. President Trump and all Republicans, based on all my research, and I've done a lot of research, President Trump and all Republicans do not want mail-in voting. They have said that if they allow mail-in voting, then that would probably most likely mean that no Republican will ever hold office again. So they're specifically saying that if they allow mail-in voting, Democrats will always win. Now, I don't know if that's the truth or if that is going to be the case. However, for me, I am not going to go to a place to go and vote. I will take my ballot, I will go and drop it off, but that's what I'm going to do. However, many people can't do that. They cannot leave the house or are unwilling to, and so they would like to do mail-in voting. President Trump wants to block that. Another thing that they can't really agree on that is kind of holding things up is the unemployment benefit. The federal unemployment benefit is what I'm specifically referring to. That is the additional $600 per week, or as of right now, based off of President Trump's executive orders, it is $400 per week, which is $300 from the federal government, $100 from your local state, which, depending on the state you live in, chances are you will not receive any of it or much of it at all. Now, the problem with the unemployment benefit is how long are they willing to go. Democrats want to go till the end of the year. Republicans don't want to go that long. Democrats also want $600 per week. Republicans wanted to agree on $200 per week. Trump right in the middle with $400 per week. So I think there's some way they can work something out. They can shorten the time, give more unemployment benefit, or they can lengthen the time and give a shorter or a less unemployment benefit. But again, there are ways to move around that. I just think as of right now, they are having a tough time doing so because they don't want the other side to win. Now, I've talked about what President Trump has said. Let's talk about what Nancy Pelosi is currently saying. Right now, Nancy Pelosi is currently saying that negotiations are complicated by the complete disarray on the Republican side. She specifically said this in a letter to other Democrats, to the House Democrats. And she wrote a letter today, this morning, that is saying that that is why they're having a tough time negotiating, is because of the complete disarray of the Republican side. As of right now, let me explain kind of what she's referring to. As of right now, even if half of the Democrats in the Senate agreed to pass some type of stimulus package right now, just pass something, the problem is that it is being reported by Mitch McConnell that 15 to 20 Senate Republicans would vote no either way, whether it's beneficial and it's coming from Republicans or if it's actually coming from the Democratic side. The Republican senators would vote no either way. That's 15 to 20 of them. So that makes it very complicated. That makes it harder to get a deal done, is because Mitch McConnell, even though he wants to do everything Republican and try to give in to some of the Democratic demands, the problem is some of his side does not agree with his position. So we'll see what happens there. Nancy Pelosi also says that she will do her job to ensure that the USPS, United States Postal Service, gets the funding it needs to continue operations. I believe the last report was saying that the United States Postal Service will have only a few more months of funding before it will technically go bankrupt. It runs out of funds. So we'll see what happens there. But I believe they also just got a $10 billion grant or funding of some kind. So I think they should be good for a little bit. President Trump said he doesn't want funding for the United States Postal Service because this would allow for universal mail-in voting, which Trump and Republicans, like I stated, do not want. So now what? What can we expect? Currently, we have about 3 weeks until the House and the Senate come back to Capitol Hill. It's a little bit over 3 weeks. However, in the meantime, many people close to negotiators believe that they will continue negotiations over the phone. This will not happen every day. It will be more of a courtesy call to see if the side has budged any, where they're currently at, if they have anything to say, any alternatives, something like that. And they just want to keep talks alive. They may not be great. They may not last hours. They may only be a few minute long phone call. However, at least this will give both sides an idea of where the other side currently stands, since they're not going to negotiate in person as of right now. Now, this is good news. I know this doesn't seem like good news, but it is good news that people close to the negotiators believe they will continue talks. Maybe negotiations don't go great. They may even get worse, but at least they are talking. If they do not talk, there is no way a deal gets done. So, this is good news, but for right now, just understand that there will be no stimulus check coming tomorrow. There will be no guaranteed unemployment benefit coming this week. Yes, the executive orders have been signed. However, it is unsure of how long states will take to get this program up and running, or if the states will not be able to do it at all. Based on a couple reports and maps based on the states, California, New York, I think Pennsylvania, and there's one other state said no, they cannot do it. A lot of states, including Washington State, Oregon, Florida, Texas, do not know if they have the ability to do it. Some states have said that yes, they are going to look into it and possibly provide some form of a benefit. And only one state said yes, they will do it. Now, like I said earlier in this video, I did a video a couple days ago. It's called No Stimulus, No Problem, where I want to show you how you can easily make $1,000 per month. Okay, $1,000 per month is not a lot of money. It's not life-changing, okay? But it will keep your lights on. It'll keep a roof over your head. Hopefully, it will provide some stability to you and your family. I said this in the video, and I'll say this right now, that there were days when I ran this online business. Again, it's free for anybody to do. It's very easy, and I guarantee you can do it as long as you put in a little bit of work, okay? And I show you how, the steps to take in order to make over $1,000 per month. But I said this in the video, and I'm going to say it again. I have made over $1,000 per day doing this exact same thing. So if you want to see exactly what I'm talking about, how you can start making money today, go and check out that video. That will be the first link down in the description box below. The second link will be to my second stimulus check update video that I did yesterday, talking about the $1,200 stimulus check timeline, talking about the good news regarding the $1,600 stimulus, which I'm referring to the unemployment benefit. And I also talk about there's new grants that are now starting to come out. So go and check out that video if you haven't done so already. But that's all I got for you today. Hopefully this video helped you out. Hopefully this video keeps you updated. If you have any questions regarding the second stimulus check, the stimulus package, stimulus negotiations, or the proposed bills, let me know. Ask your questions down in the comment section below, and I'll help you out the best that I can. So again, thanks for watching today's stimulus check update video. Do me a favor, like always, smash that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys on the next one.